I've been seeing this movie getting a lot of love online, and I don't know, I'm a little disappointed. If you're still watching, hopefully I didn't piss you off in the first 5 seconds, but we're going to keep this review spoiler free, so if you have not seen this movie yet, don't worry. Speak No Evil is a movie that I was actually looking forward to. I remember seeing the trailer a few months ago. It stars my guy James McAvoy playing this crazy person. That was enough to get my interest. Now when it comes to the story of this movie, this isn't anything that we haven't seen before. You have this couple that meets this other couple. They have a little bit of small talk. They seem to hit it off. That couple seems really nice at first. But no, they're crazy. Of course they're crazy, because if they weren't crazy, we wouldn't have a movie. The main issue that I have with this movie is that it's so many moments in this film that could have easily been avoidable if you're not stupid. Like, it's no reason this movie should be more than 15 minutes long. The two lead characters of this movie, played by Scott McNairy and Mackenzie Davis, complete idiots. From the very beginning of the movie, this family gave off red flags. You meet this random couple, you don't talk to them for maybe no more than a day, and then you decide to go off and spend multiple days with them at their home in this isolated area in the country in which you're not from. And I feel like usually in movies, you're supposed to root for the main characters, you're supposed to root for them to succeed. I don't know if it's just me, but it was something about both of them that was just really unlikable. The husband character in this movie, he seems like such a pussy. And then the wife in this film, she clearly doesn't respect that man. And I'm not gonna get into spoiler territory, but let's just say she's not perfect. And they also have a daughter in this movie, and in the first 30 minutes, I wanted to call Child Protective Services multiple times because they clearly do not care about that little girl. And these aren't spoilers because they're irrelevant to the bigger story, but early on in this movie, it was like, oh, this random strange man wants to give my daughter a ride on his moped? Sure, why not? Oh, my daughter is gonna sleep in this room with this other random little boy we just met? Go ahead. Oh, this random dude I just met 30 seconds ago is gonna babysit my daughter? I don't see a problem there. Like, these are terrible parents. But the story of this movie, if you've seen the trailer, this family of husband, wife, and daughter meet this other family of husband, wife, and son. They hit it off. James McAvoy character invites them to get fresh air and spend a few days at their home. They get there, things start getting weird. The son can't speak. It's a lot going on. And things get weirder and weirder as the movie goes along. And they do explain why this situation is happening, but it didn't move me. The best part of this movie by far is James McAvoy. I'm a big fan of his. Wanted is still my favorite movie that he's been a part of. He was great as always. His character was creepy, intense, and all the small mannerisms of his character, he killed this role. And even though I don't really like the characters in this movie, I feel like the acting across the board was pretty good. Like, I'm always amazed with child actors, and that little boy, he had me going through it because clearly something was wrong, like something was weird, but he couldn't talk, which really added to the tension of the movie. And when it comes to the daughter of this movie, I'm not ready to be a parent. It was nothing against the actress. The actress didn't do anything wrong. It was just her character. It was so many points in this movie where I just wanted to tell that daughter to shut the f up and act like an adult for 2 seconds. And like I was saying earlier, the story for this movie isn't anything groundbreaking. This story isn't anything that we haven't seen before. It is a lot of turn your brain off. And I know you can say that about almost any movie, but I feel like with this especially, it depends on how much you're actually invested into what you're seeing and how much you're willing to forgive. Bro, it was multiple points in this movie where any normal person with a halfway working brain would have left. Like, it was one point in this movie where they had a clear path out. They could have went home, movie would have been over, let's roll the credits, but nope, they didn't do it. I'm not gonna say why they didn't do it, but it was really stupid. It was a point in this movie in which the characters did a distraction and it worked. You had the clear advantage, and then it was a weapon clear as day in the frame of the camera. I can see it. I know your character can see it. And instead of picking up that weapon, you decide to run right by it. And why do they run right by it? Because if they would have picked that weapon up, then the movie would have been over. We would have rolled credits, but no, we got to fill in 15 more minutes of this movie. The main thing that I learned from this movie is that for some people, they don't know how to lock in. If you don't know what I mean when I say lock in, pretty much that means to focus. It's so many moments of this movie where you could just look at a character and be like, bro, I need you to lock in for just 2 seconds. The daughter in this movie single-handedly showed me that I'm not ready, mature, or sensitive enough to be a husband and a father, because I would have told my daughter and my wife to shut the hell up because we're leaving. I feel like I could be wrong, but I also feel like it wasn't a single black person in this movie, which makes perfect sense to me, because like I said earlier, this film could have been 15 minutes max, but if this starred a black family, this movie would have been a YouTube short. The dude would have been like, oh, can I take your daughter on a moped? No. Speak No Evil is projected to make about $12.5 million in its opening weekend. On Rotten Tomatoes, has a critic score of 85% and a fan rating of 84%. I do not agree with those scores at all. I'm gonna give this movie a 6, which is an above average on my scale. It was cool. I feel like this is one of those movies that I'm probably never gonna watch again, but this is something that I would throw on if I was having like a date night. James McAvoy was great. He was by far the star of the show. The acting across the board was pretty good. This movie is a really slow burn. It's a lot of build up, and then the movie explodes. The logic in this movie is completely absent. The story wasn't anything special, but it was good enough to keep me entertained. I feel like I could really bash this movie if I got into spoilers, but clearly I'm in a minority. A lot of the online conversation that I'm seeing, people seem to really love this movie, which I'm kind of surprised by. So if you're on the edge, if you're debating on seeing this or not, I would actually recommend that you do go see this, because just because I didn't like it doesn't mean that you won't like it. You might love this movie. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things on this channel. What are your thoughts on this movie? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, but please try to keep it spoiler free, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Tell someone you love them. Until next time, see you in the next life.